Hi, I'm James with TVS Pro, and today we are doing a video on the DJI Mavic. It is here, it is finally here. We finally got our hands on one. It's been really difficult to get. If you are not a YouTuber with 5 million subscribers or a beta tester, I tell you, DJI has really pushed back this release date. We've been with DJI from the beginning of their reign in the US with the Phantom series, and before that, the Flame Wheel series. They were kind enough to send us one out. Having said that, we were not gifted this Mavic. We had to buy it just like everybody else. So I'm gonna be straight with you, okay? We're not sponsored by DJI. We are a dealer, and we don't sell anything that we don't believe in ourselves. But I'm gonna be straight with you, lay out some facts, and let you decide to there. This video that we're gonna start with is an unboxing, getting started, and what you can expect, and really my impressions as a personal opinion of this system. So thank you for that long introduction. As always, if you have questions, please feel free to email me at jamesb@tvspec.com. I do the best I can to get to those in a timely manner, as well as the comments on these videos. To be honest, I'm human and sometimes I fail, so please forgive the delayed response if that happens. That's for basic answers and general questions that you may have. For a more in-depth troubleshooting type of questions, I would recommend you contact the dealer from whom you purchased your system from. We include one-on-one trainings with all the systems that are purchased with us. Hopefully the dealer from whom you purchased with offers that same support. So now, here we go, unboxing. This is the box that you're gonna get shipped. If you've purchased the Osmo Pro or Raw combos, that was multiple different pieces in several different boxes. DJI did right, and they put it all into one box. So this is what they're going to ship to you, okay? When you open up this first box, you're going to see 3 separate individual boxes. This one, of course, on the right, that has your Mavic. This one here, I'm gonna pull all these out and then put the box to the side, is gonna be your bag, and then these are your accessories that come with the Fly More combo. So if you have purchased just a Mavic Pro bundle, the $9.99, this is the box that you are going to get with it. If you have purchased the Fly More combo, then you're going to get these additional boxes here, okay? So we'll start with this one here. This is the bag. You could call it a fanny pack if you wanted to. This is actually much nicer construction than I thought it was going to be made of. It's leather and it feels like good construction. It's got taped seams on the zipper. So I don't know how waterproof it is, but it seems pretty darn durable, and you'll be amazed at what this will fit considering the size of everything else, okay? So I guess we'll start up with this Mavic Pro here. And I tell you, when we first got this, like I said, we've only had this for 24 hours, and it was yesterday that we got it, Halloween, October 31st. I had to take this out and go do some trick-or-treating with it. I had it on the follow me function. I've got my 1-year-old in the stroller, my 4-year-old stormtrooper, tracked him, followed him, and it's just doing its thing, following him up and down the sidewalks as he's trick-or-treating, and worked out great. We got a lot of questions and attention from it as well. A lot of people wanted to see the Mavic. So there's the Mavic in there. On this same side of the Mavic, you've got 2 little pouches. This is what was shocking to me. Those are your props. There's a pair of props in that little bag, and you've got 2 of those underneath the copter itself. On this side, obviously we've got the radio. This is smaller than, I'm an Xboxer. This is smaller than an Xbox radio controller. I've played a lot of PlayStation as well. It's still smaller. I cannot believe that they've been able to get this thing in as small a form factor as they have and still maintain a 27 flight minute, and it has the longest range of any flight system we've ever seen. Up to 4.3 miles, which is amazing. And if you look at their specs on their website, it actually states that its max range is 8 miles. But to stay in the US FCC compliant, they limit that to 4.3 miles. Quite spectacular that in this form factor, you're able to get that range. Also in those specs, you'll notice that they state if you are within a close enough proximity, you're not just getting 720p resolution feedback to your smart device, you're actually getting 1080p. We've never been able to get that in an all-in-one type of system like this. I don't know what that range is though, but it does state that once you get further out, it does go to that 720p. Same resolution that we've enjoyed with the Phantom 4 as well as the Inspire, but still remarkable. Underneath the radio, this is going to have some get started guides, quick start guides, that's the word I'm looking for, and some disclaimers and things like that. And underneath that is the power supply, okay? And on this side, you'll have all of your other little cables. These are some spare cables that you'll use for the radio as you pull this out. And what came installed on ours is this cable, and it goes to Lightning. So I imagine most people are operating with an iOS device. If you are not, you can easily pull this out and use one of their micro USB cables that they've got in here as well. And then they also include a micro USB charging cable. I should note that on the power supply, DJI just is, I don't know, maybe they're just thoughtful if that's the right word for it, but they've got 2 USB ports that are right here. And this is so that you can charge your radio, your Mavic radio, with that cable that it comes with through here, and also your smart device as well from the same power supply. So you charge your batteries, attach this to the quad charger, which I'll show you in this box, your radio and your phone. It works out great that way. To show you now what is going to come in the white box with the Fly More combo. So pretty self-explanatory. Up top you've got your quad charger. Just like the other quad chargers, it will not charge simultaneously on all these batteries. But what's nice is you can put up to 4 on here and it will go in succession, so you don't have to be there to swap out those batteries, okay? Your 2 batteries, well here, I'll pull this out. This will be a little bit easier. There's your power adapter. This is so that when you are done, you can take the Mavic battery. Most of the time, I mean, to be safe and protect your system, hopefully you're not flying too far beyond that 15% range. I tend to bring it home when I hit about 20 to 25%, depending on how far I'm at. But regardless, you should still have some juice in those batteries to plug this into there. And then on the other side of that power supply or adapter, you've got 2 USB ports so that you can charge your smart device that you were just using to fly the Mavic. This is just amazing to me. I was just in awe as soon as I started pulling this stuff out, because if you guys have bought spare props in any of their systems, Phantom 2, Phantom 3, 4, Inspire, this teeny little box, this is amazing. So you've got a pair, you've got 2 in here, 2 in here, 1 clockwise, 1 counterclockwise in each one of these. So you've got a full set there, and then you've got your 2 batteries that are inside here, and then of course your car charger. All of that is going to come with that $12.99 Mavic Pro Fly More combo. So now that we've got this all out, I'm going to throw what I can inside this pouch. Now that we've got everything out of the box, I've taken most of those contents and have put it into the bag that comes with the Fly More combo. I've worked with different configurations. This seems to work best for me, but maybe you find a better way. Your call. The only thing that is not in here is the car charger. I've put the normal power supply. You can choose either one to slide into here. This front pocket, this is where I would probably put my business cards, my AMA membership, or my SUAS registration card for either hobby use or commercial use. That'd be a good spot for it. On this first side, and there's some clips here so you can attach your shoulder strap. I've removed it for our purposes. But this first side is where I've got my quad charger, and on this other side I've got my first of 3 Mavic batteries. So those fit nice and easy into the side pockets there. As I lift the flap up, and on this first pocket I've got my power supply for charging. I connect that to my quad charger. I've got my power cable that goes with that, as well as my power adapter so that I can use a Mavic battery to charge my smart device. In the main pocket, of course, is my Mavic controller and copter. I tend to put the controller in first and pull out last, to try and protect those joysticks a little bit. And you want to pay attention how I've got the Mavic inserted into here. The landing gear acts as a good hold so that you can easily pull this in and out. And we've also noticed that it pokes out the furthest on the bottom. And the divider that DJI has put into here, the bottom portion of it actually folds to either side. And if you put the Mavic in this way, these landing gears tend to catch onto that flap, actually making it difficult to slide it in and out. So with the protector that the camera's got, this seems to be the best way to slide that in and out of there. And again, it gives you a good hold to pull that in and out. And then of course, my Mavic radio. And then I've used that flap that folds over to create a layer to separate the controller and that third Mavic battery, so I can reach in down there and pull that out. So I have now got, in this top portion, there are my props. I've got 4 props, so another full set of spares, 3 batteries, my charger, my power adapter, my quad charger to charge all 3 of them at the same time, and then my Mavic radio all in this one little pouch. Now that we've got everything out of the box and we've put it into the pouch, what do you need to know to get this thing in the air and start flying? This will be especially important if you've never flown with a DJI system. And I imagine if there are people out there in the woodworks that have waited to purchase a DJI system, this is gonna be the one that gets them to do it. So for some of you, this will be very beneficial to you. First thing you're gonna wanna do is take the controller and fold out your antennas. It's not recommended to fly straight out. You will get better range, and they put a nice little lock in there. It just folds right there, and not to cross them. You want them kind of separated out from each other in that form, okay? Next thing you're gonna wanna do is fold out these arms. As I do, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time not smiling. Again, I've only had this for 24 hours, and it's just really cool. I've got my lightning cable attached into here, and so I've got this ready to attach my phone into there. Next thing you're gonna wanna do, and I have yet to find the secret sauce as to hold this thing, because I've got sensors on the front, I've got my sensors on the bottom, and I don't wanna put my fingerprints and whatever else on it. So I really haven't found my secret sauce as to how to hold this thing, but I guess this works. The front ones fold out to the side, and then the back ones fold out towards the bottom and then up. So there's your system. This thing is just teeny tiny. What I've also enjoyed about this Mavic is, unlike all the other systems, it's a little difficult to get that battery out. This is so much easier. Pinch to the side and it pops in and out. Really nice and slick. If you, when you start up, don't want a heavy shake, then it's recommended that you take these props and fold them out. Centrifugal force, when it kicks in, will automatically fold these out, but it does this really crazy shake, and the camera really doesn't like it. As a side note, when you first pull the Mavic out of the box, the top motors will not have props installed on them. When you install them, notice the white circle on the counterclockwise propeller matches the white circle on the counterclockwise motor, and the solid black on the clockwise prop will fit the clockwise motor. To install, match the rings, insert the propeller, and then give it a push against the spring, and then a quarter turn, and it locks. While we're talking about the camera, it will come with this kind of rubber protector for this plexiglass or plastic shell. What's my take on this? If you're going to be doing some racing, and the Mavic, the best combination of words to describe this thing is, it is the best midway point or combination of a racer that meets aerial cinematography. It is the zippiest thing I have ever flown, but I've never gotten into RC racing either, so maybe people who are watching this are like, yeah, it's not nearly as zippy as some of those things, but for a DJI system, this is zippy. But you put it into things like tripod mode, and all of a sudden it is getting you those smooth, fluid shots that were really difficult to get before, especially if you were fighting wind. and the elements and things like that. So if you're gonna be racing and trying to zip around, this would be totally recommended to protect that camera. It is on a very precarious vibration system with the rubber dampeners that are there. But if you're going for cinema, in some of the shots that I did with the sun, all kinds of flares, and you can see the scratches from the plastic and stuff like that. So if you're trying to go cinema, I wouldn't use this. If you're trying to race, protect it. The next protection that is on this is this Gimbal Lock, and it slides in and out really quite easy. But now that I've got that, you can see, I mean, it is just, it's a really great vibration system, so it's gonna take out all those little teeny vibrations that are in there. And you'll notice what I found fascinating. So I've got my tilt motor here on the side, my pan motor up top, and they've taken that third motor and have kind of built it into the lens. So the lens itself is what is stabilizing the roll. That is ingenious. Nobody, including DJI, has done this. This is the first type of gimbal camera system that we've seen in that form. Obviously, you've got your obstacle avoidance sensors there on the front, and your VPS system or vision positioning system there on the bottom, 2 ultrasonic sensors in the camera. I have noticed that the range on this is the same as an Inspire or a Phantom 3. The Phantom 4 still has a much further range, 3 times, up to 33 feet on the Phantom 4. This is good up to about 10 feet, okay? Your charge, or rather firmware update there on the side if you want to plug it into the DJI Assistant software on your computer. And on the other side is where your micro SD slot is going to go. And you've also got a switch there. It will allow you to switch from RC mode to Wi-Fi mode. So if you purchase the $749 Mavic, it will not come with this controller, and you can use your phone to control the Mavic. You will want to take that switch and flip it over to Wi-Fi so that you can operate directly with your phone. Leave it into RC mode if you're going to be using this, okay? So now the next step is I'm going to plug the bottom of this in to here. Cable's a little stuck. There we go. Widen this out. Plug that in. And this could be a little bit easier if I took the little protection case that I've got around my phone. It doesn't quite fit in there, but it'll hold it. Same thing as all other systems. Your power button is up top. As I push that and press and hold, oops, there we go. Hold it down until you hear that sound. Now it's waiting for a connection. So I'm going to press and hold that button just like all the other batteries. Press it and then press and hold. This has a kind of a cool feedback, kind of like your Xbox or PlayStation controller. It has a vibration mode to it, so it's gonna, as you fly it and run into some obstacles that are nearby, it will vibrate at you, telling you, I've sensed an object, I can't fly forward any longer. The first thing you're gonna have to do is activate it. And one of the first screens that you may see is this one with a firmware update. I'm going to hit update, and here it is going to update. You have to have a Wi-Fi connection to do this, but it is going to update both the copter and the radio simultaneously through the app. Really slick and easy. Once you've activated it, you've gone through those initial questions on that activation process, and you've done the update, this is what your screen is going to look like, okay? So now that we've got it completed, I've got a green, so I'm connected. I hit camera. Your screen may look a little bit less. There's Jacob there behind the camera. See a little bit of the studio we're working in. Your layout may look slightly different. I'm using a 5S. So if you're using Android or a 6 or 7 iPhone, it may look slightly different, but it's going to be all in all pretty similar. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do before you fly, obviously, make sure that you're in an open area. Stay away from people. You need to maintain visual contact at all times. These are not just rules, these are law and good guidelines to follow to really protect the investment as well as anything or anyone else around you. Choose wisely as far as your weather. I know the spec on this is about 22 miles per hour as far as its wind speed that I can handle. And then rule number one for me anyways is make sure that you are doing a compass calibration every time you fly. If you are changing the time of day or changing your departing location, do a compass calibration. And the first thing you're going to want to do is touch this status bar up on the top, and right there in the middle it says calibrate. And as I hit calibrate, it will walk me through these steps to do a compass calibration. So you're going to want to pick this up, and the light back here is yellow, and you're going to want to do a counterclockwise rotation until that light goes green, and then go nose down and do that same counterclockwise rotation. And if that light does not go red, yellow, then it accepted it and I didn't get an error, and now I've got a green. I am ready to fly. Look at that. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. That is absolutely amazing. It's actually quieter than the Phantom too. See that? Those vision sensors, you go down, and as soon as I bring it over the top of this, it reads it and wants to come back up. Watch. See that? Wow, look how close it is to that mic. It sounds really good. Now let's see how this guy, I'm gonna let it land on its own. That is so great. Easy. So great. Hopefully that gets you started, and hopefully you know now what you need to know as far as what's in the box, how does it look, take it out, get it set up, get it started, and link it up and pair it with your radio. If you're wanting more in-depth instruction and really dive into this app and systems and things that you should be aware of that you can navigate in this app, you're going to want to watch that third video, the DJI Mavic full instruction. Our second video, and you're going to want to click on this link here, and that will take you to it. If you want to see video quality of how the Mavic fares with the other DJI systems, click on that video. As I mentioned before, really great combination of a system that meets air racing versus aerial cinematography. This really is an all-in-one. I kind of feel like the Phantom 4 is going to have a slightly better quality as far as video goes. But will people choose the Mavic over the Phantom 4? Time will tell, right, as sales go on. But I think overall, because of portability with the system, people will tend to lean towards this Mavic side. It's really going to change the way that we fly, especially with the batteries being under 3,600 milliamps and not as high as some of those Inspire batteries. Or I might mention that GoPro Karma battery is over 5,000 milliamps. So TSA and airliners may have issues with those batteries. These being in that mid 3,000 milliamp range, be much easier to travel with, especially because it all fits in that pouch. No system is this stable. Is that not just like in the stable? It's pretty incredible. Look at this. Right back. That is just amazing to me. It's like playing basketball. I just can't even believe this thing. Subscribe and watch for those additional videos. And again, click on this link here for that second camera comparison video. Good luck. Happy flying.